If you haven't seen the movie Death Becomes Her, go watch it. You're in for a treat. But if you have seen it, did you know there is actually an alternative ending that was the actually original ending? Here is Goldie Hawn speaking about how the movie was actually supposed to end originally.
Death Becomes Her had an ending that we went to Witznau for. Witznau is in Switzerland. I think it was a much more interesting ending. But because it didn't test as well, there was another ending that was put on, rewritten, and we actually reshot it, which nowadays everybody reshoots their endings, so it's no big secret. Help me! My legs aren't working! Help me!
Although the movie is iconic, I mean, the ending, I didn't love it. But I thought it was on brand with the style of the movie.
The original ending was much more poignant because we were not all blotched up and the paint was all screwed up and everything. We were absolutely the same. We were just the same 37 years later. And we were sitting in front of this beautiful backdrop of mountains and lakes, and we were bored. Bored. It's more of really the message of the movie. And Meryl said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I don't know. What do you want to do? And she said, well, I don't know. You want to go to London? Well, I don't know. London. I've been to London. Well, what about Paris? She said, again? I mean, they were just, and they hated each other. Because all they had was each other. All their friends have died. They were,
I guess that makes sense, right? I mean, you would be bored if you lived forever. Because life is about, your different ages in your life, to grow old and to go through your youth and your naive period, and then eventually, learn about people, about life, and grow older. As a wine tastes better with age, we should also gracefully age and be better with age, and through middle of your life get a little more settled in your own skin, I suppose. And then in old age reflect upon what you've learned and pass it on to a younger generation, hopefully. I guess it would be incredibly boring to live forever. I love to look young until old age, perhaps, but I don't know if I would like to live forever, especially in this world.
now they look down and they see this old man, and it's Bruce Willis. And he's touching the hand of this woman, and he's so in love, and he's very close to death. But he has such great quality of his life. And we looked down, and we looked, and Meryl said, isn't that pitiful? She said, look how old they are. And I looked at them, and that's when my character was able to really look at them with longing. And she'd say, aren't you glad we're not them? And then I got to lie and say yes and mean no. And that was the end of the movie. And that is really what the movie says. And unfortunately, it wasn't an up funny ending. It didn't have the punch the rest of the movie had. It wasn't special effects and wild and crazy. And people just sort of deflated. So it's all about money, isn't it?
How poetic this ending would have been instead. I think it's much more appropriate in a artistic sort of manner, but I can see how they went with the other ending that's a little more comical, if you will, because the movie is really funny.